All right, let's talk about this big news out of NASA. No question, it's a first. NASA has never put out a report on UFOs before, okay? They say, we don't know about any aliens, okay? Now, some people are going to believe that. I believe you should. Some will not. The problem is NASA and the government have fed the conspiracies, have fed the unknown and even nonsense because they haven't told us things that they could. So the bigger takeaway is NASA's going to use billions and billions worth of resources to find out what UFO sightings are really about. Do you really think the government doesn't know anything about any of these sightings? Plus, they're calling you to help out. They're saying they're looking to develop an app for you to send your alien footage straight to them. Now, that's a good idea, because if you think about it, and as Neil deGrasse Tyson said last night on the show, you don't have to be an astrophysicist for this to make sense. Why is it that we only see them in, like, military-controlled airspace? All that we have in this world, all the atmosphere, all the people with cameras. Shouldn't there be sightings all over the place? Let's bring in UFO whistleblower Lieutenant Ryan Graves, who testified at the historic hearing in July. It's good to see you, sir.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing well, and thank you for being with us. Tell us why this report to you is met with optimism.
Well, yes, I think this report is a big step forward. Pilots and aviators have been told that this is something that they should either ignore or pretend didn't happen for many decades now. And for the first time, NASA has taken a very big step forward in a way that was not congressionally mandated to say, hey, we're going to treat this as a serious scientific issue. And while that doesn't necessarily give us all the answers now, it's certainly a step in the right direction.
I agree. I'm just greedy. And I also believe that they are holding back a tremendous amount, especially here because this report is based on unclassified information. To your knowledge and in your reasoned belief, based on your experience, do you think that there is plenty that they could share without compromising national security about what and who has sent things into our airspace?
Well, I don't know what type of information NASA may or may not have that is classified, but we have to remember that it might actually be to NASA's advantage to be in the open source on this topic. By not having the limitations that the DoD normally has in regards to classified information, they hopefully can be much more transparent as they try to move the process forward. We've seen how classification can be used as kind of a whitewash for not allowing any type of information to come out from the Department of Defense. So if we want NASA to engage on that type of work, we might find less communication, not more.
Two interesting points. One is your take on the need to deal with the stigma here and the significance that the NASA boss says he believes in the possibility of aliens and that NASA wants to end the stigma among civilian pilots. Why is that important?
It's important because if there's a stigma there, we're just not going to know the full extent of this problem. Pilots are not going to report it. They're going to fear for their careers. I was very happy to hear that NASA is going to be utilizing their Aviation Safety Reporting System, or ASRS, to be able to, they're going to modify that system to allow pilots to directly report UAP on there. That's going to allow for further analysis. That's going to allow for data sharing. And that's just going to move this conversation forward. Now, my expectation that since NASA will be an open source resource for this information, won't deal with classified data, that this information should be fully accessible to the public, which should now enable greater and greater transparency.
Right. I love the idea of the app because, we had Neil deGrasse Tyson, you know him, the astrophysicist. He was on last night. And he was like, look, what makes him skeptical is why are we so reliant on the government to tell us whether or not there are things flying around? You have so many points of observation and so many people with such high level of cameras these days, connected to our own phones. And this app that they're thinking about would really motivate citizenry to send in all these things instead of having it just, fuel this cottage industry on the internet.
Well, absolutely. We saw the same problems between commercial aviators and military aviators. Military aviators typically had more tools and sensors that allowed them to identify these objects, fly closer to it, and then utilize their camera or their eyeballs to get a better identification. Commercial pilots simply don't have that option, and so you see the same effect there, where commercial pilots simply don't have as good data as military pilots. Of course, we would like to gather as much information from the general public as we could, but we have to be very careful about the quality of that data that we intake. Using machine learning as suggested at the press conference today, NASA's press conference, I think is a way to manage all that data. But we also need to look at more specific tools such as high-definition cameras, space assets that NASA utilizes for other scientific research, and utilize those for the investigation of UAP.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.